what if we could build it into chip, build it into screen, and eliminate piracy for Hollywood?
Well, because it only has to
Because it
reside
won't
in
play.
one of anybody in that mix. So if you
Correct.
have your phone and there's a television screen or there's the streamer,
Mhm.
as long as one of them has it, it can work.
It has to authenticate
All
to
three
play.
don't have to have it.
Exactly. Just one.
And I love that
Yeah.
on so many levels.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's
I get excited talking about, I know you do
yeah.
but
It's
it's the same reasons.
yeah.
It's crazy but it literally takes, it's gonna take, like just a head down,
Yes.
full on effort to make it come to light. Because do you have an MVP for it?
Not yet.
But you were able to get a patent for it,
Yes.
and you've been able to it because you worked because you have engineers who've worked on this,
Yeah.
and there's
An MVP was built. That group has since dissolved, and
yeah. Well, I
you
know.
know,
I mean, share what you want.
yeah. And that MVP doesn't exist. I would want to start over with with a new team. I would think, right?
Understood.
That way, you just you don't want any of that hanging over anything that's built.
Hey man, it's tech. I mean, there's so many stories. I mean,
Yeah.
even the story about how PayPal came to be, right?
Right.
Was an interesting one. And then
Exactly.
they became the PayPal Mafia.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
Tech is quite often a bumpy road, right? Like, if you want to be the tip of the spear on anything, yeah, man, you're probably going to get bloody.
Well, because Andreessen Horowitz came out with something, I forget what it's called. Don't be evil, can't be evil, something to that nature, in a play of that Google side of things,
sure.
as it relates to provenance. But then there's been more open sourcing on GitHub of different watermarking technologies.
Yes.
One recently, Chatterbox, I think, was just sent to me yesterday
Sure.
from, I forget who it was who was sharing it with me. But there is obviously lots of different ways people are trying to combat.
And there's people trying to undo it, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
let's say you build security into files, whether it's security or not, but there's major providers that when you push your data up to them,
yeah.
they use stenographic technology to dice up your file and remove,
Stenographic technology.
yeah, or
Elaborate.
scanning. So it's a type of scanning files as like you're bringing them into like object-based storage, let's say,
Okay.
to look for malicious code, right?
Yeah.
In our MVP, that was identified as malicious code, like these hidden pixels, right?
Oh, interesting.
Because it was something that this tech provider didn't understand and thought this could be code that could attack our stack once uploaded, right? So
Yeah.
it was, there's constantly a push and pull in tech, right? A problem
Yeah.
that you've solved today, there's going to be an active team working against you tomorrow
Yeah.
to reinstitute, because they're instituting for their own good reasons. You're instituting for your own good reasons.
Well, I mean, that's a good marketing play right there for Hidden Pixels, as if it stands up as a company.
Yep.
You just do hackathons on your own product.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That actually sounds really fun.
Right.
Because we were talking about it, and in theory, because the way the patent reads, it's more like an architecture as opposed to just a theory. It's not just a thesis.
No. There's math that
It's more,
supports
yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah.
more of an architecture. Similar. That's why we keep referring to it as like ARM semiconductor, because they never built a product. They came up with architecture that they
Exactly.
then licensed.
Yes.
So the way Hidden Pixels architecture could work, like we've talked about, is almost like a Boolean script where it can be if this then that triggers, huh?
Correct.
Which
I think that's a good path.
the
right?
canvas for that is
Wide open.
immense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this and because it is lossless on the files, correct?